Okay, what we're going to do now is just open up the discussion very, very broadly at the questions that you might have for Anna, and also just things that you have learned. But let's just begin first with any other questions. And if you just raise your hand and we'll rush over with the microphone.
The question is directed to Anna. First, thanks for coming tonight. And how would you keep the crowd safe from the scammers and online?
So I get that question a lot. I think there's two parts to that. Really, crowdfunding is self-regulated in that it's your crowd funding your campaign. And they're only going to fund it if they believe you're going to do what you say you're going to do. So it's very hard for scammers to come in and scam people if they don't bring a crowd with them. And things are going to get very difficult if you do scam your crowd, because then at Christmas dinner, your grandmother's going to be quite pissed off. So the first part is it's self-regulating for the most part. I think the other part to it is it's very transparent. So even if there is something happening that could potentially be unsavory, it's happening online where people are watching and people can ask questions. So what we've seen, and actually came out in a World Bank report last year, is that when things do look off, people ask questions and it very quickly gets dealt with. So there's been no successful cases of fraud around crowdfunding to date, and that came through in the World Bank report, and it was around this idea of constellations of trust. So people are pledging because they know the person, or they know someone who knows the person, or they know the company. So it is really self-regulating and transparent. That said, it could still happen.
Do you serve like a counseling for new entrepreneurs, or do you provide that service as an extra, or is it part of being part of PledgeMe?
So there definitely is an aspect of it where we support the entrepreneurs and the creators through, because if you're successful, we're successful. So there's a lot of support around that, and a lot of not just educational material, but one-on-one time with our staff who give you feedback. But I think at the end of the day, it is up to the creator to listen to the feedback and take on board and read the material provided. We often see stuff happen where we're like, we say don't do that. So it is up to the creator at the end of the day to do the work, but we do definitely help. And if what we're doing isn't enough, if there's specific things that the creator needs, like creating a pitch video or things like that, we've actually crowdsourced support crews around the country that can offer those skills at a cost. And a lot of them are doing it at costs that it's not market rates. It's people wanting to help out the community and doing things for significantly less than they'd do it if it was for a corporate client. So yeah, there's definitely the base support that we give, and then there's connections that we give into other people that can provide other things.
What's your vision? What do you see yourself doing in 5 years with the PledgeMe?
So we've put a stake in the ground and said that we're going to raise $100 million in 5 years for campaigns in New Zealand. We're 2 years in now, so we've got to get going. But we've almost raised $3 million, so we're doing good. Another thing that I have as part of my vision, which actually came out of, I just spent 2 weeks in Hawaii. I got funded to go over there to go to a forum about women in business in the Pacific. And so one part of that is actually trying to get more women founders funded, because I think that that's really important and will hopefully lead to more women investors and more women on boards, because currently, I don't know if you know, but in New Zealand only 15% of directors on NZX listed companies are women. So we're sadly behind, but yeah, that's part of it as well. More diversity.
My observation would be that 27 million from venture capitals, another similar amount from angels, and whatever it was, 23 billion from banks in terms of debt. Mm-hmm. Somewhere between there is a very large number, which is crowdsourced equity funding. So I think your 100 billion is somewhere in there. Maybe 3 years, maybe 5. Yeah. Thanks for your questions. What I'd like to do now is just get a few people to just reflect on what you've learned. What is one of the key things that you learned or been inspired by tonight from what we've seen here?
First, sorry for my English. It's not perfect. And thank you for coming tonight. I really like the fact that we really have to care about the first followers. I really like this part because I think this is something we don't really think about at the first place. And yeah, it's good to emphasize it, that for a project you have the first, like the leader, but like nothing is possible without the team. And yeah, so it's something that you really have to think about, that the first followers are actually very important. So yeah, I really like the fact that you emphasize it. So thank you.
I really like to thank you for coming here and for making us aware of local potential and the great things that we can do for our community. I think it is great to support first our community and first go outside, and you are really reflecting it in what you do. And I like that you like changing for better your environment. Thank you very much for teaching me that.
Okay, on that very thankful note there, thank you very much, Anna Guenther. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. That's all from